everybody, Dionne the Tea Priestess here with another little car talk video. I think I'm going to call these car talks, so because I don't have my tea with me. As a matter of fact, I just finished my training run, so I got my Gatorade with me just to get that salt replenished back into my body after doing these little intervals, and because I'm going to get that half marathon done, right? So I just wanted to share a few little thoughts that were going through my head, and maybe I'll put all of these together. Today felt really, really hard. I didn't set myself up for success. I didn't lay out my clothes like I normally do, knowing that my training day is on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sundays. I didn't lay out my clothes. I didn't make sure that I had enough water yesterday. I didn't even make sure that I had Gatorade in the refrigerator. So today just felt really, really hard. And in the past, I would have chalked up that hard day and been like, well, I'll just skip it today. But what I call, this is where it's really important to remember to call in that elemental support. See, the elemental support from air holds that vision of what you want to complete, right? That's where you get your visions. You have this idea in your head of what your goal is going to look like. And if you can recall that vision, that's going to start to inform your water realm, the emotional realm. You're going to really start to tune into, gosh, how does it feel to be able to complete that training session? How am I going to feel once I complete that training session? As compared to how would I feel if I didn't complete, if I just said, oh, I'll just chalk it up to later. I'm going to feel like I'm behind. I'm going to feel stressed because I'm not staying on target, whereas even if I just gave myself permission to do maybe a 10-minute training instead of the full 26 minutes that I'm up to now, I would feel so much better just by doing 10 minutes as compared to doing 0 minutes. So with that kind of frame of mind, with that vision firm in mind, I went ahead, found my clothes, went to the store, got my Gatorade, and got to my training session. And I gave myself permission to say, hey, if you only do 10 minutes, 10 minutes is better than 0 minutes. Well, of course, that momentum, that positive reinforcement, that vision of how good I was going to feel after I finished my training propelled me through not only the 10 minutes. I kept playing a game with myself. Okay, can you do one more minute? Okay, can you do one more minute? Okay, can you do one more minute? Until I completed the full 26 minutes. So maybe that's something that you could use for yourself instead of doing nothing on your goal, or you woke up having a bad day, or you didn't lay out your tools to be able to do whatever it is that you're wanting to complete. Maybe if you played that little game with yourself, gave yourself permission to hold that vision in your mind of what your completed goal is going to feel like and how much better you're going to feel because you did do something as compared to doing nothing. You're always going to feel better for doing something, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes. When we look at goals, we need to stop looking at them from this all or nothing perspective. We need to look at them from the, how can I do just a little bit? How can I move a little bit closer to my goal, a little bit closer to my dream? We don't force babies to get up and just walk immediately just when they're starting to, do that forward and backward scoot to learn how to crawl. We don't expect that the very next day they're going to get up and walk. No. So let's treat ourselves with that level of gentleness and just encourage ourselves to take that little step, take another little step, and celebrate ourselves just like we would a baby. When a baby takes that first step, you would think that they won the Nobel Peace Prize. We clap and we encourage and we have that excitement and that joy on our faces, letting them know that that's a fantastic thing, that they took the first step. but surely they're not the only baby who has ever taken that first step. So really find a way to celebrate yourself for taking those little tiny baby steps that in the long run are going to get you on that path to success and bringing your goal into real life, into your real life. You'll be better for it, and so will we. Hey, Dionne the Tea Priestess here with another car talk for you. And we'll get back to those you and me and a cup of tea. And maybe this is you and me and a cup of tea. Maybe this is the natural progression of it. So when I was doing my walk today, and not a training walk, just something to keep me loose and keep my muscles ready to respond, I was listening to a podcast, and they had a quote that, and I believe it came from Zig Ziglar, who said, "Success is the progressive realization of worthwhile goals." And I thought that was so fascinating, because how freeing is that to think that it's not that end thing. So, for example, for me, it's not the half marathon that's the success. It's not me completing the half marathon that's even the success. It's the progressive realization of worthwhile goals. It's the walk that I took yesterday. It's the walk that I'm taking today. It's each of those little training walks, those little steps that I take that move me forward towards that enormous goal. Am I going to be lamenting if I don't finish my first half marathon in under 3.5 hours? No, I'm not. I know I'm going to be super proud of myself for even just putting forth the effort that it takes in order to realize that goal, right? So in remembering that success is the worthwhile realization, is the realization of the worthwhile goals, I want to invite you and encourage you to celebrate your small wins. You see, every time I do one of those training walks, I feel like that is a small win. That is worth celebrating, because I could have chosen something different. I could have chosen not to do it. But there's this constant, I don't want to say battle, but it really, really is. It is a struggle in between what I'm used to doing and what I want to do, what I'm trying to do. It's so easy to fall back into those old default patterns. In my case, it's so easy to get comfortable and be knitting and say, I don't want to go out for a walk. I don't feel like it, getting myself into the feeling of not feeling like it. But that really is important to remember, that feeling of what it feels like for me when I do complete the walk, and which feeling is the one that I really, really want. Do I want the I don't feel like it, or do I want that feeling of success, that feeling of celebration each time I complete one more training? So I invite you to find ways to celebrate yourself. After my last training, I decided to celebrate myself by buying myself some new training socks. And they are bright, beautiful colors. They're like fluorescent colors, which, me, is more like who I am instead of just these plain white socks, right? So I'm looking forward to being able to use those in further training, because that's evidence of me celebrating my wins. Every time I share my new training thing on Facebook, I get a like. I look at that as a little celebration. And I'm not doing it because I want the likes. I'm doing it for me. And I'll talk more in another video about the importance of your big why. If you would like support for your journey, for whatever goals you are trying to bring into your life, I want to invite you to pop over to my page, and I'll put my links in the doodly-doo down below. But I want to invite you to pop over to my page and sign up for Boost Your Creation Success. This is a program that is near and dear to my heart because it makes it so easy to receive the elemental support that you need in order to be able to stick with your goals, work with them in co-creative partnership, see what they need, see what you need, and come up with a plan of action based upon both your needs. I hope you'll join me. My next session is actually tomorrow, April 6th. But I will be doing this program all year, so you can certainly sign up and benefit from having the elements learning to use the elements as support and being able to connect with me for support as well. So I will talk to you soon. Bye.